These are like some boys on Twitter that keep like popping up on my feed. Like, I don't know who they are.
You can drink outside.
You can drink outside. It's crazy.
After I come to Korea, I start to live my life.
Korea is definitely good for challenging yourself. Welcome everyone to GAT Korea Insider and to the first episode of Behind K Life, where foreigners living in Korea share their tips, experiences, advices on life in Korea. And we are our hosts for today's episode. My name is Reisa.
My name is Tanya.
My name is Anne.
My name is Chaeyu.
And I think the proper way to start episode is to start with the introductions. And this is first episode. What do you think, Tim Janim?
Okay. So our company started with the mission of helping foreigners living in Korea to solve their telecom-related issues. We sell telecom and electronic products. And also we provide after-service support. Right now, our company wants to expand into one-stop solution for foreigners living in Korea. So we keep expanding our content such as visa consulting, interpretation services, and also education services to help foreigners to get a job in Korea. We actually just released our brand documentary. So if you are interested in our company, you can take a look, check it out in our JT Studio YouTube channel.
Yeah, actually, Anne was responsible for creating this really wonderful documentary. So, it was really great. Everyone definitely should check GAT Studio.
Yeah, and just to introduce a little bit more about us, we are the content team from GAT Global. So we're in charge of not only GAT Studio, where we create content for other businesses or brands. We also do photography for foreigners and their important moments in life. So check that out if you're interested too. Mm-hmm. We are also in charge of the branding aspects, anything that has to do with graphic design, video, photo.
Yeah. We are really important chain.
Without
in the
us,
company.
You don't get content.
Yeah. And before we start, let's also introduce who we are. How about we start with Tim Janim?
Now we meet again. Okay. So hi, my name is Chaeyu. I'm from Taiwan and I've been living in Korea for 4 years. At the beginning, when I came to Korea, I started in the graduate school in Yonsei University. And right now, I am the team leader of the content strategy planning team.
What was your major?
My major was like international studies. Mm-hmm. And it was the program. Its name is like GSIS. I'm not sure if you heard about it. It is like Graduate School of International Studies. Mm-hmm. And actually, the whole program we have to speak in English.
Anne is also from Yonsei, right?
Yes, I am. So, as mentioned earlier, I'm Anne. I'm from Norway and I've been living in Korea for 7 years. Wow. So I first started here actually as a language school student with a D4 visa. Mm-hmm. And I studied Korean for 1.5 years before I entered Yonsei University under my bachelor's degree. And my major was cultural media underneath GLC, which is mainly like a lot of foreigners and overseas Koreans, but our entire program is run in Korean. Oh. So after I graduated last year, I started working here full-time after working here previously part-time.
What about Tanya?
Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm from South Africa, but I was born in Zimbabwe. I think this will be my 5th year in Korea, actually. I started at a language school, and then I moved on to do my master's degree in visual communication design. And now I am the graphic designer for the content strategic planning team at this company.
I forgot to mention I'm a producer.
I just realized I'm a producer, video and like photo.
So as it was mentioned briefly, my name is Reisa and I'm from Ukraine. In GAT Global, I'm responsible for GAT Korea Insider, especially like creating short form content for it. And originally I came to Korea in 2020 right after the COVID started. and I was a GKS student. So I was studying under the scholarship at Korea University, and I was majoring in international studies and media and communication. At least in school, I figured out that my passion is to filming. That was the thing that actually I would say at some point brought me to Korea. Originally, I was interested in K-pop and K-dramas. I think like a lot of people start from there, right? One day, my friend introduced me to Korean drama. And
What is the name? What is the title?
It was Oh My Venus.
Oh, okay. Such an old one.
Old school.
I was fascinated by how they were filming. There is a kiss scene, and it's like from 5 different angles.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's interesting. Later, when I had to go to the university in Ukraine, I chose international relations, and whenever we had like some kind of presentations or research papers, I always chose like Korea or Asia Pacific region. So that's how I increased my knowledge about Korean like political system, economy, like society, and especially history. So after that, I fell in love with more like traditional Korean culture, and that's when I realized, wait, we have a lot of similar things. I want to go there, live, and see how is it similar. So I think this was like main motivation for me to come to study here. What about you? Like, what actually became a motivation?
For me, I think it was kind of similar, but I'm not really into dramas so much as I am into K-pop. Well, especially back in the day, I was really into K-pop, and I think it was kind of gradual. In the beginning, like I knew of BTS. I don't think they were that big in the beginning in South Africa, at least, but I knew of them, and I was like, oh, these are like some boys on Twitter that keep like popping up on my feed. Like I don't know who they are. And then a BTS song came on South African radio. Before that, I had never heard of a K-pop song coming onto South African radio.
What is that song?
It was Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and I became a
2016.
stan that day.
How about Psy?
Yeah, so there was Gangnam Style was really big, but like there wasn't a fandom in much. It was more like a meme at the time than it was a fandom.
Meme.
So for me, it was BTS. This was during my my bachelor's degree because I did a degree in film, and I majored in animation. So I wanted to kind of pursue a bit more studies. So I thought going to Korea would be best for me because I wanted to experience a completely different culture and a completely different language just to kind of expand my horizons. And I just also wanted to see if I could challenge myself to do something completely different instead of like staying at home. And yeah, I guess that's why I'm here.
Yeah, Korea is definitely good for challenging yourself,
Oh, yeah.
especially when you're from different culture.
Yeah.
What about you, Anne? Like we know you're a huge BTS
Do you
fan.
know? Yeah, but do you know the background before that too? Because actually,
well, you didn't tell.
so okay, for you to understand the full backstory, like long story shortened, not short, shortened. Actually, so I come from a multicultural background. So my mom is from the Philippines. So a part of my childhood, I actually lived in the Philippines. And at the time, my nanny was a big K-pop and like K-drama fan. Big Bang, like Super Junior. It was the only thing she would blast all day. And me as a child, not knowing anything, going like, what is this? What is that? So that's how I first was kind of like introduced to Korean culture. And at my school, there was a lot of Koreans. So I naturally became interested in the country, but not necessarily about the culture that much until my nanny was like, okay, let's play some. sorry. And in general, I would say it's important to know that K-pop and like just Hallyu, the wave, became a trend like in the Asian region a lot earlier, starting from the 90s with K-dramas and then moved over to K-pop and stuff. So because of that, it was like I got the interest while living in the Philippines, and I always knew I wanted to study abroad. I didn't know where, but my original plan was between Korea and Japan because I wanted the culture to be a little different. And when it came down to it, it was BTS. So I'm like 2013 Army.
Wow.
I've been for a while. If you need to know anything about BTS or like fangirl life in like Korea, hit me up. I know everything. Yeah, they were like the main reason why I wanted to study in Korea. And the reason why is because their content in general, media major. Who does media really well? BTS. What industry does media really well? Oh, Korea. So that kind of naturally had a connection there. So a lot of my work is like somehow, one way or another, a little bit inspired by BTS. There's always a little bit of a sprinkle there.
So I was a fan of Super Junior and also Big Bang. Yeah, but when I start to sincerely think why I come to Korea, is because like after graduation in Taiwan, graduate from university, I just start working, and then I feel like I can see my life doing the same thing, and I also feel regret that I didn't join the exchange student plan during my university, because a lot of my friends, they go to Europe country, the US, they experience different life in the other countries. So I feel like, I have to do it right now, like before I turn 30s. Yeah. So at that time I was thinking, then which country should I go? And also, I'm not sure if you really know, like in 2017, the Super Junior members, all of them are like finally Chonyeok. Like from Chonyeok from
That's what I'm going for now.
yeah, Chonyeok from military. So like they, it took like 10 years of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that time they start to have the variety shows like SJ Returns, and like it was a random time. I just like scroll on YouTube channel and I see the variety show. It was so fun. And yeah, so while I was working in Taiwan, I start to like search how to come to Korea.
But did you learn Korean while you were in Taiwan?
Yeah. So since I'm a big fan, when you see your idol post something on Instagram, but you cannot know it immediately, it's like very tap.
Yeah.
I want to know what they're saying about, like what they are talking about. It was the like motivation for me to start to learn Korean. And so for me, because I was working at that time, after I go to the 학원 to learn Korean. Yeah. So I have a like basic level of Korean. Yeah. But when I arrived here, I was like topic level 4, but I cannot communicate with Koreans at all. Yeah. So it's
if you didn't have
differently.
experience like talking to people,
Yeah.
like back in your country, so of course like you'll struggle.
Yeah, I feel like if most people who have an interest in K-pop somehow would try to learn the language themselves at one point. For Norway, we didn't have like any Korean school at the time, except for one that came a little later, and it's in the capital, so it was kind of hard to get there. So I remember for me, like in the beginning, it was like learning it myself with the type of like things I could find. I'm the like generation where I would watch like shows on like the most random like platforms, divided into like 16 parts with like 144 pixels.
Yeah.
So it's like I found like a lot of like content on weird places just for that. I remember trying to learn Hangul. Learning Hangul itself is really quick. I think I had like 30 minutes. I just like, okay, let's learn it. But learning Hangul and learning the language, different things.
Yeah.
So I remember what me and my friend would do in high school is that we knew Hangul, but we didn't know Korean that well. We knew the basic things from everything we'd watched. So what we would do is that we would use Hangul as a way to write notes to each other so that nobody else could understand what we were doing. So we would write it in Norwegian, but with the Hangul letters. And just like spell it out. Oh, like what's the answer on this one? We could do it like that without getting caught. So that's a very fun memory I have from learning Korean.
You came then in 2018.
Yes.
So
I was 19, a child,
Wow.
and I could read.
So see, you could read already.
That was
that's
a
already
double.
good. What did you feel when
I first
you
arrived
came?
Korea?
Yeah.
I mean, like for me, since I was exposed to Korean culture from a younger age, I didn't really feel that much of a culture shock in like the cultural aspect. And also I had traveled to Korea a couple of times before. So it was like, I think the hardest thing would be maybe networking, technically, when you first move. But even for that was not a big problem because when you enter a language school, you have the opportunity to make friends with the people around you. So for me, my biggest, like, I would say, like, problem, like culture shock, I can't even remember. Do you guys have any?
A big culture shock for me was how late the stores are open here.
Oh, I think, okay, maybe
yeah,
that's the one thing. It's,
and the fact that like the stores are open on Sundays too.
yeah, I was going to mention that.
Those are like the biggest shocks for me. The fact that I can be like, oh, I want to go grocery shopping. I'll go at 9.
You can drink outside.
You can drink outside. It's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Those
Yeah,
are the
that's
things.
true.
I have actually one story about
Me
drinking
too.
outside. Like, actually, it happened on my very first vacation, the very first break. It was COVID time. And it was August, and I was in Busan. I was doing my Ohaktan in Busan. Our Busan weather is in mountains. Basically, you need to climb sometimes. But actually, no, there is bus, so it's fine. There was a tennis court, and then next to tennis court, there was like a really nice pavilion. So we got drinks, we got snacks, and we went to the pavilion. We had curfew in the dorm, so we decided, okay, then we are staying up all night. We listened to music on speaker, so we were like having best time of our lives. And suddenly there was Ajushi coming down from the mountains, and he came up to us talking in English. You know what time is it? And we were so confused. And he's like, it's 2 a.m. And we were like, yeah. And and then I'm calling the police. And we're like, what? What do you mean? He called the police, and then he started taking pictures of us. And
Oh my
this is
God.
the moment we started freaking out because we were all like from different countries, and in the majority of those countries you were not allowed to drink publicly. So we threw everything. We didn't even start properly, like, drinking. And then we had this Sprite, this cola bottles, 2-liter bottles, and they were new. So we cannot throw them. So all of us just got the bottles hugging, and we ran up the hill.
Oh my God.
So we started running to the campus, and then we saw a police car, and it was just like only 5 minutes passed, and we're like, why so fast? Why so fast? So we actually hurried up to our dormitory, but as I said, it was curfew, so we couldn't enter, right?
Oh my God.
But since it was mountains, right, we had a lot of hills. So behind the dorm, there was a hill, and there was we had bushes there. So we
Hide in the
jumped
bushes?
in the bushes.
Oh my God.
We were laying down there, and actually the car stopped behind the bushes, and the policeman, he came out from the car, and he got off the car, and he was like lighting up with the flashlight. I don't know what he was checking, but we were scared that he was checking for us. So we were like, shh, remember your international rights. So I remember that they left really like right away, and we were staying like that for around an hour. But that Ajushi has our pictures. What
Oh
do
my
we do?
God.
I
Oh
was
my
telling,
God.
I was telling. So guys, we don't wear these clothes for
Burn it. Hide.
for a week, because what do you mean we get deported for drinking in the pavilion near a tennis court? But later I found out that was just like a patrol. We were thinking that drinking in the public places was illegal, but apparently it's not a thing in Korea. So yeah, that's what I found out only after I think I came to Seoul.
That's a story.
My bigger culture shocks came in the facts of like, why is the garlic bread here sweet?
Why is the
That
garlic
type
bread
of
here
thing.
sweet?
That's the things that I was shocked about. My motto back in the days used to be don't have any like high expectations because you can never be disappointed, only pleasantly surprised. So that's my mindset when I moved here in general. So expectation wise, not really that different. Maybe one thing, I do think like for a lot of people who move abroad, they kind of started as like a refresher for themselves, a way to make them feel better. That's also kind of the case for me, where I moved to Korea so that like I could kind of escape a little bit of some like the way I felt or like the way things were like back home. So because of that, it's like very like in the beginning you have like the honeymoon phase. You have the honeymoon phase where everything is so fun, like you're exploring the country, you're having like fun, you're meeting new people, you're having friends, and then like you go kind of like a little more like, for me it was like maybe a year afterwards, like 2 years afterwards, where you realize, oh, moving to another country actually doesn't fix your problems. They resurface. Don't expect Korea to solve all your problems.
Any country.
It doesn't matter where.
Yeah. But I'm also curious about Cheuk, whether you had expectations, because like it's really close. Take a plane from Taiwan to Korea. It's like faster than going, I don't know, by Mugulhwa from Seoul to Busan, you know?
Yeah. So as I just mentioned, I'm a fan of Super Junior. So I thought when I come here, I will join a lot of their events but you know, when I actually, after I come to Korea, I start to live my life. Like I don't like really like, you know, watch their things as before when I was in Taiwan. But I think that is because like, also related to the cultural shock. There are so many cultural events, activities in Korea compared to my country. Like every weekend you can go to exhibition, you can go to musicals, concert, and even the price of concert is like cheaper than in Taiwan. Like you can also like ride a bike like near Hangang. And yeah, so actually I think for the expectation,
like, or maybe image that was like, was it the same after you came here, or like it changed after you came here?
Actually, not really, because like I was like pretty like Anne. I already saw a lot of their variety shows. I know how Korea be like, and also I traveled here before, so I kind of know like what this country like look like. Yeah,
because for example, for me, like you said that you started living your life after you moved here.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, the same, because like back in the days, I was too much into like, you know, different fandoms, and I thought that I can continue it here because like I will be right in the center, right, of the events. But actually, just being in multiple fandoms,
it's impossible.
It's impossible to manage it. And then I realized that I can experience other different things that like would help me develop in certain fields. In Ukraine, right before coming to Korea, I was like engaged in so many different like cultural events. And here in Korea, it's COVID.
Actually, same as me. I came at 2021, so
same. So I was expecting that I'll go, you know, and enjoy the concerts, like, you know, those things that I was like, that I wanted to go to. Everything is online, and I'm like, what do you mean I'm experiencing concert online? What is this? But actually, I tried it. It was like fun. Don't want to try it again, but but yeah.
For me, it was, I would say, the same. I feel like COVID also stopped me from being able to like enjoy a lot of things. And also after I finished Ohakdang, I went to a very small town, like a blink and you'll miss it kind of.
Wait, where was Ohakdang?
Samchak. So my Ohakdang was in Seoul, and then my
you went Seoul, Samchak, Seoul.
Yes.
Oh my god, this was sad.
Why you chose Samcho?
I wanted to be close to the ocean. And I wanted to go like somewhere a bit more quiet. I just didn't realize how quiet it was.
Too quiet.
I was like, this is too quiet. So Samchok is very small, like to the point that like people, if they wanted to go to McDonald's, they literally took a taxi to the next town over to have McDonald's. Like that's how small the town was. It was COVID, and also there weren't as many like cultural experiences in Samchok that I would have liked. Like in Seoul, there's always something, but in Samchok there was like sometimes like a markets type thing where people sold things, and they had a Jangmi Gongwon, they had a rose garden, that they did like events at sometimes, but it was like a really small, quiet town with like a lot of old people and stuff. So it was like, it wasn't the greatest decision, but it's where I met my husband, so it's fine. I feel like the difference between like soul life and like quiet town life is like kind of starting because like again like there's not a lot of young people in the smaller towns and the smaller communities. That makes it harder to make friends. That makes it harder to go out because where do you go out? Like
Swim.
You go. That's what we did. We went to the ocean, but in the winter, where do you go?
Swim.
Play games.
You play games, yeah. So there was like a nice little cafe, but again, like a lot of the people were on the older side. So yeah, it did make it a bit difficult to like hang out with people and do stuff. So yeah, that was like one of the things. Yeah, if you're gonna live in Korea and you're considering going to a small town, like really consider it. Is what I would say.
But actually, like when I was living in Busan, the majority of people I met and talked to were like all people, like all generations. Yeah, I think it's not only the thing only about small towns. It's just like
Generally
Seoul and other
then
cities.
everything else.
Yeah.
I agree.
What about something that surprised you when you like in your first time in Korea?
I would like to say their delivery service because like usually in Taiwan, the building only had the traditional door lock. So the tepe kisa, they cannot enter the building. But in Korea, because most of the building, they have the electronic door lock. So they addressee can enter the building and put the tepe in front of your door. So it's like so convenient. Yeah.
I actually have, because we
Yeah,
have similar,
agree.
but not for the same reason. Because in
Yeah.
Norway, a lot of people, unless you live in Oslo, live in houses. So we don't really have a problem with that. But because of like maybe someone might steal a package or something, you usually have to pick up the package directly at the post office or the closest like some kind of like mart. So I remember thinking that was so convenient, like the delivery aspect and the fact that it takes so quickly for you to order something.
Yeah.
Like you order something kupang, it's there at 7 a.m. the next day.
What about Tanya?
For me, I would say the fact that your ID is tied to everything. Your phone, your bank account, and I mean, I guess like your ID is attached to your bank account in like every country, but also like to your like video game accounts. Some of them are tied to your ID. I'm not kidding. Like if I want to like sign into like League of Legends because Korea has its own, what's it called?
Server.
It has its own server. You have to have your ID tied to it. And it's the same for Final Fantasy. And I also think it's the same for Overwatch. So if you're here for like the first time and you don't have your ID yet, that makes the things a bit difficult. Even TechPay, like having things delivered to you is tied to your ID. So that first...
Food apps too, like delivery apps, everything.
Everything.
If you want to do online shopping, you need your air.
You need it.
Definitely. Before coming to Korea, I found out about kupang. So I was like, okay, I'll just like, if something I need, I'll order in kupang. I was so naive. I mean, now you can actually connect like foreign
now
card.
it's
Now you can, you can actually use English there, but
Latin Maria, like
like
back in the old
back
days.
in 2020, I spent an entire day on figuring out how to use kupang, just like with my 중급 level of Korean. Found things that I need to order, and I couldn't do that because like it was connected. So I had to ask my friend to do that. So the delivery service, the thing that it's like connected to everywhere. Yeah, that's sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's annoying. I think for me, the most ingenious part was when I had to take subway for the first time. I don't know about other countries. In my country, we have like, line number or line color and then the last station announced. And like, when you look up on the map, it's always like there. But in Korea, it's not always says the last station or it's not always says the next station. It says like, some middle station. So that was like really 신기해서 for me that they don't put like the last station always.
Also, just to tie it in with that, for example, let's take line 3, my enemy, mortal enemy of life, as an example. So our company is at Chituk station. But actually, like line 3, the same direction has Kupabaheng and Tewaheng. Tewaheng go all the way into like Tewa. Kupabah stops the stop right before ours. In the beginning, I was like, eh?
I actually got lost on line 2 the other day because of this. It was like very late at night. Me and my husband were tired. I don't remember what we were doing, but we were out and we kind of wanted to come home. And line 2 was the line that we needed to use. We ended up going on the outer circle, circle when we weren't supposed to. And that ended up screwing up with everything because it was like a lost train we needed to take. So we're like, oh no. So it can be very confusing. Even when you're tired, even with a Korean who is with you,
it can be confusing.
But what about like let's say, what was your challenge on the first week?
I can't give my first like kind of challenge officially moving to Korea. The first time I ever had to go to the immigration office by myself to register for the ARC because I was a language student. So the school didn't do it for you. Oh, because setting up my bank the first time. Yeah. Oh my God. I was shocked by like Korean names are short. 3 syllables. If you have a name that is not 3 syllables, you're gonna suffer in Korea.
I can attest to that.
So many times where our names we couldn't write our entire name in like online parts where we have to fill out our name. Many of them have been fixed now, but back in the days you could not do it.
Yeah.
And then just like the entire process of having to try to figure out how to open a bank account, get a phone number, get like that these are connected and just everything related to process like hajong, like soryu.
Yeah.
The first time I experienced that, I was like, oh my God, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't like being an adult.
Yeah, I agree on that. I remember when I was opening bank account in Ukraine, it took no more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Here, I spent more than 2 hours.
For me, like the annoying thing was like I was running in circles, I think, that first week because the phone company told me I needed to have a bank account to get a phone. The bank told me I needed a phone number to open a bank account. I was running in circles for like a good 3 days because nobody wanted to like cooperate. That was really frustrating to deal with. Like nobody's talking to anyone anywhere.
It's so 3 like it's a triangle, but there's no connection between the triangle, even though it has to be connected.
Yeah.
So that was really annoying.
You know what I just remembered about the Shingiheso part is that the food that we had during quarantine was like, hakshik, and it was madopso. So we were so excited to go and eat outside. At that time, the majority of the restaurants were closed and the only place was open. It was Haejangguk. We ordered like, soup for each of us. And then we received this kind of
wow.
pot.
True. It's
basically like, the soup, the portions here, like, oh my God, I couldn't.
Portions are made to share here.
But it's because it's like different from the US. US is just big.
Yeah.
US is big like individually. But in Korea, usually you order to share.
Yeah. Another Shingiheso thing, just I wanted to touch on this because it still kind of bothers me, is like the lack of colors with the clothing here.
Oh my God, yeah.
Especially in the winter, everybody's wearing black because we're all wearing a long padding and it's all black. And like
you are the only one wearing pink.
Exactly. Your colors when you come to Korea are black, brown, blue, maybe pink if you're lucky.
And I should add they are nude, they are neutral colors because here in Korea they don't want to basically stand out.
You don't get floral prints like. They are floral prints,
but it's like, I kind of don't mind it.
They are floral prints, but there's no animal print. I've never seen a Korean wear an animal print while I've been here. I promise. Like,
what do you mean? Like recently now, leopard is in the trend, so a lot of people are wearing leopard.
I haven't seen any as well.
I haven't seen any
I have, but it's usually in nighttime.
Yeah. You don't see that here. You don't see you don't see a lot of people being unique with their fashion. It's all very structured, which is really cool. But at the same time, it makes me sad because I love color and I love to shop for and wear colors.
But I think recently it started changing because of this personal color thing. So
personal color has had a big impact.
And also one thing for me is shock thing is people dress up for every moment. Yeah, because for me
they do here.
I mean most of them because for me if I just go out to see my friend back to my country, if I am very close to the person or I'm just being lazy, I don't really make up. Or I just go to like, you know, the Pyeongjong in front of my house. I don't dress up. But I feel like in Korea, like a lot of people, they really dress up to do something.
I remember
think-
that was a
yeah.
big thing before because it's like, I feel like nowadays it's changed a little, but
Yeah.
especially back then, I remember like I would go hiking and my Korean friend was wearing like full on like very cute clothes. And I was like in train, you know, like
Yeah.
sweatpants and whatever.
Yeah,
I rem-
a lot of
yeah.
them, like they have makeup. Like,
Yeah.
when you go to gym.
When I had
Yeah.
like a small kind of like pajama party at my in my little what it was called, one room, back when I was still studying, I had brought my my friends and I invited them over, and they're like, "Oh, Annie, I'm sorry, I didn't wear makeup," and I'm like, "Why are you apologizing for not wearing makeup to a pajama party?" Like, it was so weird for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
for me, I had like opposite. Cause like I came like I don't know, maybe just like in my country like this that like people are dressing up for everything, and like for like if there is
Or
no
makeup.
occasion,
I mean makeup.
even makeup. If there is
Yeah.
no occasion, they make occasion.
Yeah.
So like even to go out and throw trash is just like it's already occasion to go out. So like people are dressing up for that even. So here, like, I think I notice different things, or maybe I just like, you know, I don't really look around. So maybe
Because
I
you have
don't
like
really
you come
know.
from the opposite perspective.
Yeah.
Because we like for me, it's like it's
Yeah.
not the style necessarily, but it's
Yeah.
usually like when you go out for something, you wear makeup like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But like I will say, like style wise, it has changed a lot. Like for example, nowadays when you see Pyeongjong, you see like in the winter time when they're wearing the slippers and like the hair that's like. And like a lot of people have stopped caring when it's just 동네 things.
Yeah.
But in general, when you're supposed to meet your friends and stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of time it's like they dress up. So it's like
Yeah.
I've learned to kind of do it myself too. So that like because every time I go out with Korean friends or something, it's like you end up taking photos.
Yeah.
And then you're the only one without makeup or with like and it's like
yeah.
no, I don't want that.
Yeah. Another Shingi-Heso thing was that there's internet everywhere and so
Oh yeah.
That's
and
They-
also
the thing.
you can use public Wi-Fi on
the buses.
지하철.
And
Yeah.
the jihacho.
It
That's
was
like so
amazing.
convenient for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I don't think like I don't think I could ever not get like move anywhere else.
What one thing you wish you knew before coming to Korea? Like what advice you would give to your younger self?
Buy more pants.
What?
Because generally sizing like pant sizing.
Yes, actually.
It's like you have to fit certain several things, right? Length, number one, because I'm like 170.
Uh-huh.
So it's like already in the length part, I'm considered tall in Korea.
Yeah. Buy your clothes buy pants and skirts at home and then bring them over. Is what I was- Oh, also, if you are beautifully melanated like myself, bring concealer and foundation. Like I understand, like, oh, okay. For me, I feel like it should be obvious, but like I don't think you understand how bad it is.
Especially now that Sephora is not longer.
Yeah,
in
Sephora
Korea.
isn't here. Like, luckily, like Tier has their like stuff, so that's okay. But things like concealer, blush that complements my skin tone, eyeshadow that complements my skin tone, sunscreen that doesn't make me look with the white cast, like all that stuff. Like, but and it's kind of difficult, especially because like you can just buy stuff online, but for me, it's like I have different shades throughout the year, and I can't try anything on, and I get worried that if I buy the wrong shade, that's it. You know.
Tanya might be wearing makeup right now, but her usual appearance is not with makeup. It's only when we're filming something because she's trying to save the makeup that she
I have
has.
to save the makeup that I have.
Do you have something what you would like to know before coming to Korea?
If I talk to the younger me, I would say come to Korea earlier.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I feel like in the university, I'm not that energetic than the other classmates because like I already have like so many experiences than them, and like I'm not that like, you know, when you hang out with the friends, they usually like to go at their like early 20s, they might want to go to like clubbing, like have fun all the time, but because you are at your like elder age, you start to like worried about your life after graduate. You are older than the other like students. Like how you gonna survive here?
Yeah, I agree actually on that, and especially like I would say preparing yourself mentally, as said before, like that moving to Korea won't solve your problems, and sometimes it actually might add more problems because like you have to take like some you have to take care about some things that you didn't take care like back in your country, like some administrative things. So I think
Visa, for example.
yeah, visa.
You don't need visa to work in your own country.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the important thing. And then for me, I kind of regretted that back in the days I was focused on like making Korean friends, but I wanted just because I had a goal basically. I wanted to improve my Korean, so that's why I was like I was so stressing out because we didn't have proper offline classes, right? We had everything online, so I couldn't improve my Korean, and that actually took away my opportunities to meet other people, other friends. I wish we had community for foreigners where we could find all information, tip, advices in one place, because like I spent a lot of time on finding opportunities, things, advices on not advices, but rather tips on how to experience a life in Korea in the best way. So I'm happy that GAT Korea Insider is taking this responsibility and actually creating a community for foreigners where everyone can find everything in one place and just take the best out of what is there.
Everyone in the content team contribute to the Korea Insider, whether it's through appearing or making card news or filming. We do have a lot of fun making it, which is important because I feel like if we don't have fun making the content, then people who watch it are not going to have fun either. We only try to give you the information that we ourselves as foreigners living in Korea and having experienced it, what we find useful, what we find important that other people know, and what we find fun to do.
Definitely, yeah. So actually, I think this is going to be the end of our today's episode. So guys, if you have any interesting moments from your first time in Korea, or maybe you have some 신기해서 moments, share with us in comments. See you in our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe.